Hello, you're much welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to do knots at the bottom of the invisible locks while you're using Brazilian wool. We will be needing scissors to cut and some piece of Brazilian wool. So the first thing you do is cut the pieces of the wool that you'll be using to tie and secure the knots. Let me assume that you've already watched the previous tutorial of how I did the invisible locks. I always use 2 strands at once, so let's separate first before we start securing. Step 2. Always confirm the length your client wants before you start doing the knots. Another important thing is to check the length of a hair because you might end up cutting it unknowingly. To be safe, make sure it's slightly lower than her natural hair. Once you've identified your actual position for the knots, hold the position with your left hand while trying to roll it like someone who is tying with your right hand, or use whichever hand that works for you. This will give you a good base for you to start wrapping the other hanging piece upwards to make an actual knot. If you watched the previous video, you'll clearly understand why we left another hanging piece than the needed length. After wrapping for some time, you will have to confirm that the knot is of good size before you prolong and overdo. This is where we come in with our piece of wool that we'll be using to tightly tie the knots. Some people prefer using rubber bands, which I don't recommend for Brazilian wool, but you can try it for Guess Girl and Fluffy Kinky. But for this one, it will embarrass you the exact day or the following day. After securing your knot, take scissors and cut the hanging pieces because they are extra and of no use. There you go, it's a 10 out of 10. We will be using the first braid as a sample to locate the position of knots for the other braids. Make sure they are of the same length. I didn't mention that when you're wrapping the wool upwards, make sure it's tight, very tight, so that it may not loosen anytime soon. Make sure you've wrapped and tied tightly for safety. If you've keenly watched the whole of this tutorial, I'm so sure you've learned a lot, and after this, you will be able to do your own knots without difficulties. Look at the results and give me a feedback of what you think about them. If you want to see more of these tutorials, kindly give me a thumbs up, subscribe and comment. Just give me some motivation. It's one of the best ways you can support me. Also share with your friends who you know that want to learn about hair, and I believe you can get something here because I also learned from tutorials. Make sure you do lots of practice. With time, it gets better. Thank you so much and thanks for watching. Bye!